Okay, so I'm just going to teach you all you need to know for the keyboarding technique part of your US 101 test. Um, in this lesson, basically, you're going to end up making this document right here. So the first thing I'm going to need you to do is I'm going to get you to go on this site right here, myaccount.google.com -language. Basically, this is just telling everything like Google Docs, Google Slides, Google whatever. It's just telling them what language you want Google to use for you. And we need it to be not only we need it to be specifically English New Zealand, because if we have it English US, then it kind of messes up a bunch of things we want to do in Google Docs. It makes us use inches instead of centimeters, which we're not used to. That's not what we use. So we use centimeters, not inches. So if this says English New Zealand, then you don't have to listen to what I have to say about this page. But if it says English US or anything else other than English New Zealand, click on this pen and then just write English and then select English and then select New Zealand and then click select. And then you're set. Okay, so I have a bunch of words here, but don't worry about that. We'll get to that eventually. The first thing I would want you to do is to name your document. So this one, we're going to call it your full name here, and then a dash, and then a bunch of random stories. Okay, so my name, you already know it, so I just write it down anyway. It was a bunch of random stories. Cool. Um, and here, I'm going to start with alignment. So you're writing something, usually you expect the text to appear on the left-hand side of the screen first. But if you make it appear like if you want it to be in the middle, you click on center align, and then it'll appear here. And then when you type, it'll stay in the middle. But if you want it to be on the right-hand side, you click right align, and there we go. So you got to make sure that you highlight the text that you want to move, because if we have a bunch here, right? If we highlight this, we can move it to the middle, and then all the rest will be the same. For instance, we can move this to the left-hand side. So whatever you highlighted, it will change it accordingly. So I'm just going to delete all of this, and if we look at this, it's telling me to put it in the middle. Um, a bunch of random stuff. So when we look at this, it says line spacing is, oh no, not line spacing, the font. So we've got heading, a subheading, and main text. So heading is the largest text you see, the largest words you see. And then subheading will be the one, these are subheadings right here. And then this is main text. So let's see, the heading, lobster, right? So we highlight it, and then to change the font, you click this and look for lobster. Here we go, lobster, and then what was it? 18 for a heading. 18. Um, notice that in this text, it's down here, and the reason is because the margins are different. So if we match these margins, I'm not going to do these ones so that you can kind of get your own idea. But let's say if this said 5. Oh no, you know what? I'll just do it. Okay, so top 10, bottom 4, left 6, right 2. Okay, so we go File, Page Setup, and then the bottom will be 10, 4, 6, 2. Is that what I said? Yeah, and there we go. Now, what's the next bit? I'm gonna do Queen Elizabeth the Legend, but it's on the left-hand side, so we're gonna go left align, and then we're gonna write Queen Elizabeth the Legend. Okay, so this will be, I think it said subheading, it's 14 lobster, so it's still lobster, but we want it to be size 14. Okay, and then the text, the main text will be Arial 10.5. So we're gonna go Arial 10.5, and then it's the right size and the right font. So you're gonna have to write this out, but I'm just gonna copy this real quick just to show you what we do here. You'll notice that, okay, you know what? It's fine because, okay, I'll show you something. If we highlight this and we click this here, this is line spacing, right? Line spacing. If we go line spacing, like this is basically what the space is between the sentences, and I'll kind of demonstrate that. Like highlight whatever you want to, whatever text you want to change the line spacing for. Like say it's double, it'll make the space between the lines larger. And if you were to go single, then it would be the smallest. So when we look at this text, it says 1.5. So the entire document should be line spacing of 1.5. So you highlight the entire thing, go click this, and then go 1.5, and then this will be perfect. There's a space here though, so if I just go space, then it looks about, oh, it's a little bit off. So I think what the problem is this is 10.5. Yeah, that should be pretty much the same. Okay. Yeah. So, but don't worry about it. As long as you get like the line spacing, you get the margins correct, you get the font and the text size correct. When you have to do it in the practice test and the test, then I'm happy. Oh yeah, and these things here. So numbers you should know. They're kind of like at the top of the second row from the top of the keyboard. But under each number, you'll notice that there's a symbol. So like under the 1, there's an exclamation mark. Under the 2, there's an @ sign. So quite a lot of you will probably know this, but I just want to make sure everyone knows how to do this. If you want to do an exclamation mark, you have to press shift and you have to press 1, and then there we go. So like say for instance you want to do a $sign, you'll see that the $sign is under the 4, so you just go shift 4 and then the $sign will appear. So you'll see a whole bunch of symbols here. I just want you to go ahead and replicate these. Well, you need to do the entire document the way it looks here, but I did this specifically because you need to be able to show that you can use all of the symbols on the keyboard, not just the symbols, but letters and numbers too. So good luck, and don't forget to submit your work on Google Classroom too. Cool. Thanks for listening.